is either in books that you can read um, and figure these things out. You know what I mean? But a lot of us just throughout the years been living a certain way on a day to day. So it really never really dawned on us to ask like why we do certain things because we just so accustomed to doing it through years. We just do it. We never question anything. So with me lately, throughout the years, I mean, the first time I picked up the Book of Enoch was years ago, and even still to this day, like I'm still studying it and I'm just trying to understand it. Because I feel like with the Bible, you really can't read it. Even though some people flex saying like, "Yo, I read the book from the beginning to the end, from Genesis to Revelation," but the thing about the Bible is not a book that you can read like a novel or something like that. That's not like one of those books. This is a book you have to study. Lord, that's how you made me in my heavens. I know I did some dirt and I ain't innocent. In isolation as I reminisce. The real reason you niggas switch. It was all about the Benjamin. It's up. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I want to welcome everybody back to K74 Podcast. And just want to thank everybody that's been tuning in. The title I want to touch on today is actually just putting information out there to people that might be believers. This is more so for people that's believers of the Most High, the Holy Bible, and just have faith in that. For those of you that didn't know, it was books taken out of the Bible. So the books that's been taken out of the Bible, they call them books the Apocrypha. But then you also have a book, the Book of Enoch, and that's what I want to be touching on today. So a lot of people say that the Book of Enoch came out before the Book of Genesis, but it's just a lot of speculation around that. And from how it was written, a lot of people just come to the conclusion that it was written before Genesis. I'm not gonna say I'm come on here claiming to be an expert, saying that I know if it did or it didn't. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I do read the Book of Enoch, and I'm understanding it more and more. The more and more that I read it, I'm understanding the Book of Enoch. And right here, like, and I got some clips that I want to slide in there also to let you guys know that I'm not just saying it. This is actually, you can go back and fact check it, read it. So I have the clips to back up, things that I'm saying. So basically, a lot of people, we are unaware of certain practices that we might take part in, not knowing exactly like where it came from. So basically, things that I want to touch on, such as, where did we get these ways from? Like, where did we develop this certain way of life from? Like, what was the source of everything? When it comes down to weapons, makeup, astrology, things like that. But a lot of these things and a lot of these questions that you got questions about is either in books that you can read and figure these things out. You know what I mean? But a lot of us just throughout the years been living a certain way on a day to day. So it really never really dawned on us to ask like why we do certain things because we just so accustomed to doing it through years. We just do it. We never question anything. So with me lately, throughout the years, I mean, the first time I picked up the Book of Enoch was years ago. And even still to this day, like I'm still studying it and I'm just trying to understand it, because I feel like with the Bible, you really can't read it. Even though some people flex saying like, "Yo, I read the book from the the beginning to the end, from Genesis to Revelation, but the thing about the Bible is not a book that you can read like a novel or something like that. That's not like one of those books. This is a book you have to study. With that being said, like what I just told you, where we learned these practices from, as far as like weapon astrology and things like that. I'm about to play this clip right now. So before I reveal, I'd rather let the clip reveal where we get these practices from, and then I'll just come back and elaborate. So right now, here it is. I'm going to play the clip from the book of Enoch.
And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Semyaza taught enchantments and root cuttings, Adamaros, the resolving of enchantments. Barakiyal taught astrology, Kokabel, the constellations, Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds, Arakiel, the signs of the earth, Shamsiel, the signs of the sun, and Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. Chapter 9.
So as you can see, pretty much, we was the son of man, which is us, was taught these things by the fallen angels. I mean, long story short, some fallen angels came down. They made a pact within themselves to sleep with the women. They made a pact to sleep with the women here, and as you can see, they did some other things, teaching us certain practices that even to this day we still partake in as humans. But a lot of these things that we do was taught to us by the fallen angels. So I just want to bring that point out, just for those out there that might didn't know, you know what I mean, or never heard of this before, you know what I mean, people that follow me. I just wanted to bring that out. And another point I wanted to make was basically, after all of this happened, pretty much the fallen angels went to Enoch, asking Enoch, can he go to the Most High on their behalf? Because, they know that they've sinned. They was scared that they sinned. It said that they was fearful. It said that they was weeping. Because they know they did bad by the Most High. And a lot of people out there follow these entities and worship these entities and worship the knowledge that they gave us, and really idolize these things, like especially astrology and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But as you can see, this was given to us by fallen angels, which was close to the Most High. But as you can see, they regretted everything, you know what I mean? That's what usually happens when you live in, a certain lifestyle. Is like, while it lasts, everything is all good. It says in the book Enoch that they defiled themselves with women. You know what I'm saying? And I could relate. So that's meaning that it's a right and wrong way to go about things. Like when they say they defile themselves with women, we still doing that still to this day. And I'm like, it's a feeling you get, like kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's kind of regretful, or like, I can't believe I'm stupid, this low type of feeling. But I also had that same exact feeling sleeping with some women too. Like when I'm done, I be like, what? And then it doesn't have nothing to do with like their physical attraction or anything like that. It's just a certain feeling that I get, that it just don't feel right, especially if I cheated on somebody I was with somebody else. I definitely just get a feeling like, man, I don't feel right. You want to pay attention to feelings like that. You know what I mean? because that 9 times out of 10 that indicates like you shouldn't be doing whatever you're doing. That's like something telling you that within. So, I would get those feelings, and as you could see, it seemed like even the angels, the fallen angels, had that feeling, because this next clip that I'm gonna let you hear now, it's gonna explain how, they asking Enoch, they in regret, you know what I mean? And they asking Enoch, can you please on our behalf, speak to the Most High, stuff like that. So even they felt regret, you know what I mean? So, don't ever let anybody gas you up to the point where it's like, yo, you know what I mean, you can do these things, like, or if you feel a certain way, certain emotion, you less than, or whatever, like, because if you read, like I said, and understand, even the angels, the fallen angels had that sense of regret and, repentance. Even they wanted to repent. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm about to show y'all that right now.
And I, Enoch, was blessing the Lord of Majesty and the King of the ages, and lo, the watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go, declare to the watchers of heaven, who have left the high heaven, the holy eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. Ye have wrought great destruction on the earth, and ye shall have no peace nor forgiveness of sin. And inasmuch as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones shall they see, and over the destruction of their children shall they lament, and shall make supplication unto eternity. But mercy and peace shall ye not attain.
Okay, so for those that probably didn't understand what was going on there, so basically what went on was Enoch was praying. The watchers called him over and was like, yo, look, we defiled ourselves with women. Can you go to the Most High and on our behalf? So we gonna get to what was the outcome of that after I, pretty much cover what I'm gonna cover right now. So what that said was, what that showed me, one, Enoch was a righteous man. Like, cause no matter what was going on around him, and you can tell by reading that there was a lot of crazy stuff going on, to the point where the cries of men reached the gates of heaven, you know what I mean? Which is probably going on right about now too, from what's all going on now on the earth. But there was a time, like a lot going on, but yet still you see Enoch was praying when the watchers called him. Secondly, I want to get at that you see what happens when you and you're righteous. Like whenever you and you're righteous, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got angels, fallen angels coming to you. Like, that's how powerful we are, being in the image and likeness of the Most High. When we tap into our righteousness, like, that's how powerful we could get, to the point where it's like our word is born with the Most High. If you're familiar with the Torah and Moses story, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much the Most High wanted to do away with the people, but it was on the strength of Moses that he didn't. You know what I mean? Because he prayed, like, if you done with these people, I'm done serving you, kind of, so many words. So on his behalf, you know what I'm saying? And then there's a lot of other stories of righteous men, going to the Most High just on their face value, to pretty much on the behalf of someone else. So that go to show you, like, when we are not righteous, how much power we have. Because like I said, these fallen angels went to Enoch and was like, can you go to the Most High? Not, and this is what you got to understand. These angels was just in heaven and in that realm with the Most High. You get what I'm saying? So if anything, you would think they would have more favor or whatever, than us. But it go to show you that that's not the case. But with that being said, I'm going to, we're gonna see the outcome. They asked him, could Enoch, could he do that for them? let's see what happens. I'm about to play the next clip.
Chapter 13. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against thee to put thee in bonds, and thou shalt not have toleration nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught, and because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to men. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. For they besought me to draw up a petition for them that they might find forgiveness.
So as we see, pretty much, he told them that, they pretty much did bad to the point there's no return. They bounded, for the deeds that they did, coming down here defiling the land, teaching us things that to this day that you see people worship more than the Most High, not knowing that everything came from the Most High, you know what I mean? But they will still put certain things over the Most High. But, we call, we call for those people to eventually, come to some understanding and knowing, that the Creator is the Most High and it's the set or be all. So, and that's why I do, I'm going to start doing things like putting messages out like this too. You know what I mean? Just in case people never even fell across this information or anything like that. You know what I mean? I could at least bring it out because, like I said, that's one of the reasons for my page, to bring out information and things like that. So with that being said, I'm not going to go too long with this one. Like, I just want to come through because it was, I was doing my studying over the weekend and I'm like, yo, you know what? Let me bring this out. Nothing major, you know what I mean? It's nothing major, but just let me bring this out because, I know a lot of people that love weapons, they love makeups and the eyelashes, which they did talk about in Enoch just now, and love just a lot of materialistic things. So I'm like, let me put out there where these ideas and these lessons came from, you know what I mean, which they came from the fallen angels, so I wanted to put that out there and just let everybody know, man, like, when you on your righteousness, as you can see, even angels will come to you asking for you to account on their behalf, but we have to, try our best, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say be perfect and nothing like that, because only the Most High could do that. But what I'm saying is at least try, because it was a time I was living in a certain way, and I'm like, I never even prayed. Like, it's like something really had to happen to me, like I had to get locked up or something, like, for me to really acknowledge the Most High and really, get back to building that relationship up, you know what I mean? So, but I know it's people out there that live their day to day and don't even acknowledge the Most High and even curse the Most High, you know what I mean? So, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be perfect, but at least know who the Most High is and start building that relationship with him. Just want everybody to stay prayed up. And until the next episode, next podcast, y'all the internet, y'all already know, do what it do. I'm out, K74.